Myself, Dr. Chandan Sarkar, Assistant Professor, Department of Geography, P.N. Das College, Polta, under West Bengal State University. Now, I try to discuss regarding modules on preparation and interpretation of socio-economic maps. This is the part of the syllabus of Semester 2 Honours Paper 04T under cartograms and thematic mappings. Socio-economic map is very important part for discussing the geographical components. So, firstly, we have to need to discuss regarding map. A map is a representation of all part of the earth drawing on a flat surface at a specific scale. We know the different components or parts of the maps. Here, socio-economic map contains important information regarding the population of a country. These maps contain the information that characterized various social and economic aspects like education, health, electricity, and other so many human components. In other hands, a map that shows various social phenomena such as population, the economy and economic relations, services, culture, science, political, administrative structure, historical phenomena, etc. These all are included in a socio-economic maps. Socio-economic maps means the socio means social components and economic means economic components. That means all types of social phenomena, all types of economic phenomena are included in socio-economic maps. We can classify the socio-economic maps mainly quantitative maps and qualitative maps. Primarily, we have to know the quantitative maps. Quantitative maps means different types of data, different types of formula we can apply and we can represent through a map. Different types of data analysis, different types of formula we can discuss by a graphical representation, that is the quantitative maps. In other hands, qualitative maps. Qualitative maps is the maps which discuss non database map which have only quality. That's we can say that's the middle, higher, lower. There are so many types, namely choropleth maps. That is the namely basically quantitative maps. We can analysis on these maps demographic status, agricultural maps, cropping intensity, etc. Another is chronochrometric map. This is the mainly qualitative maps. Administrative maps, political boundary, language and other cultures. These all are the qualitative map. Isopleth maps is another quantitative maps. Symbol maps is the basically qualitative maps, because different types of symbols we can put in maps. For example, the capital, for example, the mining zone, for example, the industrial zones. These are the symbol map. Dot map is the quantitative maps, because we know the population, a certain population represented by a dot. Another is sphere. Sphere is the three-dimensional features. We can discuss the quantitative analysis through sphere maps, residual maps. These are another quantitative maps. Pie graph, bar graph, line graph, flow diagrams. These all are quantitative maps because different types of data and different types of formula we can apply, and we can apply for graphical representation in different maps. Data types and components for socioeconomic maps. There are so many data, so many types for social and economic factors. The main social factors: demographic or population. Demographic factors or population factors is the basic factors for the socio-economic maps. There are so many demographic components like mortality, fertility, literacy, population density, etc. There are so many characteristics including the demography. Another is language. Language is one of the most important social factors. For we can identify the language based country division. For example, West Bengal is the Bengali language zones. Bihar is the Hindi language based zone. So language is the basic components for social factors. Education is the another social factors. Health is the another social. Other amenities like drinking water, electricity, and sanitation facilities is the other amenities. Politics is the another social factors. Political boundary is important. Sanitization factor. In the sanitization we have so many parts for solid waste management, latrine facilities, drainage and sewerage system, etc. These are the social factors. Recreational facilities. Recreation. So many recreational facilities like park, like others, playgrounds, cinema hall. These all are we can represent by a map. That is the social components. In other hands, economic factors. Agriculture is the most important economic factors. Within the agriculture, we can analyze the cropping pattern, agricultural intensity, cropping diversity. So many items we can analyze by the agriculture. Industry is the another economic factors. Natural resources. If we can identify the natural resource zone of world or India, land use map is another economic factors. Working, non-working sectors, trade and commerce, transport, service. These all are the economic components, economic factors. Preparation of socio-economic maps. How to prepare the maps. This is the most important part in this topic. We know there are different types of formula and different types of formula and different process for graphical representation. Chropleth map is the important. Chrochromatic map is the another important part. Isopleth maps when primarily chropleth map. When a area, a country, a state, a district, we can divide it by administrative way, and we can calculate by the total number of observations and total number of division for the on the basis of population based and other components. Chrochromatic map is the another important maps. We can discuss the non quantitative, only qualitative analysis. Isopleth is the another maps when we can draw a line for equality. Symbol maps is the important dot, sphere, residual map, pie graph, bar graph, line graph, flow diagram. These all are they are different types of formula, and drawing pattern, drawing procedure for preparation of the maps. Finally, how interpret the socio-economic maps? Primarily, this these maps, chromatic, isoplate, symbol, dot, sphere, residual, is all these types of maps, socio-economic maps. Um, Primarily, we explain the entire data for quantitative data. Primarily, then we identify the maximum number, minimum, and moderate ranges. The data and figure have been analyzed with negative and positive status. The data, which is good or bad, this can be reflected on the maps. Then we have to need to identify the positiveness or negativeness. Also, we discuss about the cause and effect for the result. What are the basic causes for this result? We have to need identify to see the maps and diagrams. And finally, write down concluding remarks. This is the most important part for the interpretation of socio-economic maps. In other cases, in aspects of qualitative data, we have to need identify the different components, which is or isolated or compact or semi-compact. And finally, you have to need the cause and effect for these types of distribution, for these types of location. And finally, we have to need write down the concluding remarks. Thank you. This is very short and precise discussion for interpretation and preparation of socio-economic maps. If you have any problem, please contact to me and read thoroughly the other textbook. Thank you.